Let me tell you a profound truth that will change your life forever. The power that you seek, the power to manifest even the impossible, lies dormant within you at this very moment. You are that power. You are the operant power. You are God in the most profound sense, temporarily occupying a garment of flesh. I say to you now, for just 1 minute, 1 single minute of your time, you can set in motion forces so magnificent that they will reshape your entire world. For consciousness is the only reality, and in that 1 minute of focused consciousness, you can plant a seed that must, by divine law, come to harvest. Tonight I share with you not theory but law, immutable, unchangeable law. The law states that your consciousness, your feeling, your assumption is the only reality. What you feel as true, what you accept as real in that 1 minute of focused attention, becomes the blueprint that the whole vast world must follow. Consider this: when you go to sleep tonight, enter into that 1 minute with complete surrender to your desire fulfilled. Feel it as real, feel it as present, feel it as now. For the feeling is the secret, and that 1 minute of reality of your desire is more powerful than 1,000 minutes of yearning or wanting. Let me share with you what I mean. Suppose you desire wealth beyond measure. In that 1 minute, you must feel the weight of that wealth, the satisfaction of that abundance, the joy of that prosperity as if it were already yours. You must enter into the state of the wish fulfilled so completely that when you open your eyes, the outer world seems pale in comparison to what you have just experienced. The outer world you see is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. But in that 1 sacred minute, you have the power to change every assumption, to rewrite every belief, to transform every aspect of your life. The whole vast world will reshape itself to match your new assumption, for this is law. I tell you, time is nothing to your subconscious mind. What you impress upon it in that 1 minute of focused feeling will work day and night to externalize itself in your world. This is why Scripture tells us, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we shall all be changed. That moment is the moment of assumption. You need not concern yourself with the how. The how is not your part in this divine drama. Your role is simply to occupy the state of consciousness, of the wish fulfilled for that 1 minute, with such intensity, such conviction, that you can say with absolute certainty, it is done. I remember a lady who came to me in dire circumstances. She had not a penny to her name, and creditors were at her door. I told her to take 1 minute, just 1 minute, before sleep, and feel the joy, the relief, the absolute knowing of having more than enough. She did this faithfully, and within weeks, through channels she could never have imagined, abundance flowed into her life from every direction. You see, the outer world must conform to your inner assumptions. It has no choice in the matter, just as the fruit must grow from the seed. Your outer world must grow from the seed of your assumption, and that seed planted in 1 minute of focused feeling contains within it all that is necessary for its own fulfillment. Let me tell you something of profound importance. When you enter into that 1 minute of consciousness, you must do so with the knowledge that you are entering the most holy of holies. You are entering into the very source of creation itself. For your consciousness, your I am is God himself, and there is no other power to create or to destroy. Think of it this way. If you were to witness a miracle this very moment, what would you feel? How would your body respond? What thoughts would flow through your mind? That is exactly how you must feel in your 1 minute of focused consciousness. You must feel the naturalness, the reality, the absolute certainty of your desire fulfilled. The reason most people fail in their manifestations is that they treat their imaginal acts as something unreal, something separate from themselves. But I tell you now, your imaginal acts are more real than the world of Caesar, for they are the very substance from which all reality springs. In that 1 minute, you must abandon yourself completely to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you desire perfect health, feel the freedom and vitality in every cell of your body. If you desire a specific position, feel the satisfaction and responsibility of that position. If you desire a particular relationship, Feel the love and connection as if it were already yours. The secret lies in the intensity of your feeling, the completeness of your absorption in the state desire. Fulfilling is the secret. And in that 1 minute of focused feeling, you are literally molding the substance of the universe according to your desire. Remember the words of Scripture, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." This transformation takes place in consciousness first. And that 1 minute of transformation in consciousness will work its magic until the outer world reflects perfectly what you have impressed upon your subconscious mind. Do not make the mistake of thinking that 1 minute is too short a time to manifest the impossible. Time is only a concept of the outer world. In the realm of consciousness, in the realm of the subconscious mind, 1 minute of complete absorption in the feeling of the wish fulfilled is equal to an eternity. Let me tell you what most of humanity has forgotten. In your imagination, which is your own wonderful human consciousness, you can in 1 minute live an entire lifetime. You can compress time to such a degree that 1,000 years become as 1 day in your consciousness. This is the mystery that the ancient mystics knew. When I tell you to take 1 minute, I am speaking of a minute pregnant with infinite possibility. For in that minute, when properly used, you transcend all limitations of time and space. You enter into the eternal now, where all things are possible and all realities exist simultaneously. Consider this: every moment of your life, you are manifesting. Every single moment you are creating through your assumptions. But most of these moments are spent unconsciously accepting the limitations of your current reality. What I am giving you now is the secret of conscious creation. Deliberate manifestation through that 1 focused minute. Let me share with you an absolute principle. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of creation. Not the wish, not the want, not the desire, but the feeling of already having what for you desire. In that 1 minute, you must generate this feeling with such intensity that it crowds out all other thoughts and feelings. When you close your eyes tonight, when you enter into that 1 minute of focused consciousness, you must feel with every fiber of your being that you are now the person you desire to be. You must feel the reality of it so intensely that when you open your eyes, the physical world seems like the dream, and what you have just experienced in imagination seems like the reality. I tell you, and I tell you with absolute certainty, that your three-dimensional world is nothing more than the outpicturing of your assumptions. The whole vast world is yourself pushed out. Therefore, in that 1 minute, you are literally rearranging the entire universe according to your assumption. What would you feel like if you were now the person you desire to be? What would you experience? How would your friends address you? What conversations would you have? These are not idle questions. They are the very substance of creation. For in that 1 minute, as you feel these things as real, you are creating them in the only place they can be created, in consciousness. Remember the words I share with you now? Your consciousness is God. Your I am is the creator of all that appears in your world. Therefore, when you enter into that 1 minute of focused feeling, you are entering into the very creative substance of the universe. You are entering into God himself. I have tested this law countless times, and I tell you now, it never fails. A lady once came to me in tears, her child desperately ill. I told her to take 1 minute before sleep and feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of seeing her, a child in perfect health. She did this faithfully, and within days, her child made a recovery that the doctors could not explain. You see, the outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumptions. This is law. Just as an apple seed must produce an apple tree, your assumption must produce its physical equivalent. And in that 1 minute of focused feeling, you are planting the seed that must come to harvest. Let me tell you of the power that lies within that 1 minute. When you enter into it, you must do so with the knowledge that you are entering into the most sacred of activities. You are literally exercising your divine right as a created being. You are doing the work that you were created to do. Do not make the mistake of thinking that this is mere positive thinking or auto-suggestion. What I am giving you is the very principle of creation itself. It is the same principle that created the stars and the planets, that maintains the order of the universe. It is the principle that Scripture refers to when it says, "Let there be light." In that 1 minute, you must let there be that which you desire to experience. You must feel it with such completion, such totality, that you can say with absolute conviction, "It is finished." But when you can feel this, when you can experience this with your whole being, the thing is done. And all the forces of the universe move to bring about its physical manifestation. Think of it this way. Everything you now accept as real was once only imagined. Your current circumstances, your present relationships, your existing conditions, all were first imagined before they became fact. Therefore, in that 1 minute, you are engaging in the most natural and most powerful of all human activities, the act of conscious creation through imagination. I tell you now with absolute authority that if you understand and apply what I am sharing with you in this moment, nothing will be impossible for you. For the one who knows how to use that, the single minute of consciousness holds within their hands the key to all creation. Consider the words of Scripture before. They call, "I will answer." This is not some distant God responding to prayer. This is the law of consciousness in operation. When you enter that 1 minute with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you have already created it. The answer precedes the call, because in consciousness, where all creation takes place, you have already received. Let me share with you a profound truth that few understand. In your imagination, there is no limitation of time or space. You can traverse 1,000,000 years in a single second of consciousness. You can experience the end before the beginning. This is why that 1 minute, properly used, can reshape your entire existence. When you lie down tonight, when you enter into that sacred minute of communion with your own wonderful human imagination, you must do so with the knowledge that you are entering the realm of cause. The three-dimensional world you see around you is merely effect. It must by eternal law conform to what you establish in consciousness. I tell you now, do not waste that minute wondering how your desire will be fulfilled. The how is not your concern. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled with such intensity, such conviction, that you can feel the naturalness of it, feel the solidity of it, feel the reality of it. Imagine if you desire perfect health in that 1 minute. You must feel the vitality coursing through your veins. Feel the strength in your limbs. Feel the perfect functioning of every organ, every cell. Feel the joy of moving with. Complete freedom and vigor. Feel the naturalness of perfect health, so completely that you cannot remember what it felt like to be otherwise. If it is wealth you desire, in that 1 minute you must feel the abundance surrounding you. Feel the security of substantial wealth. Feel the freedom it brings. Feel the joy of helping others. Feel the naturalness of having more than enough. Feel it so completely that you cannot remember what lack feels like. You see, your subconscious mind knows no difference between what you imagine with feeling and what you experience in the outer world. To your subconscious mind, they are one and the same. Therefore, what you impress upon it in that focused minute of consciousness must externalize itself in your world. Let me tell you of a principle that never fails. The intensity of your feeling determines the speed of its manifestation. When you enter that 1 minute of focused consciousness, you must abandon yourself completely to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let no doubt enter. Let no contrary thought disturb your assumption. Remember this, your consciousness is the only reality. Everything you now consider real was first only imagined. The chair you sit on, the clothes you wear, the building you live in, all were first only imagined before they became fact. Therefore, what you imagine with feeling in that 1 minute is as real as anything you now consider real. I share with you now a secret of manifestation that few understand. When you enter that 1 minute of consciousness, you must do so from the end. Live in the end. experience the completion, the fulfillment, the attainment of your desire. For when you experience the end in consciousness, all the steps necessary for its achievement must unfold naturally. Think of it this way: if you were to receive news right now that your desire had been fulfilled, what would you feel? How would your body respond? What thoughts would flow through your mind? That is exactly how you must feel in your 1 minute of focused consciousness. You must generate those exact feelings, those exact sensations. Do not make the mistake of thinking that this is merely daydreaming or fantasizing. What I am giving you is the very principle by which the universe operates. It is the principle of assumption, and it never fails. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real in consciousness, must externalize itself in your world. Let me share with you a profound truth that will revolutionize your understanding of manifestation. In that 1 minute of focused consciousness, you are literally rearranging the entire universe. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you establish there must, by eternal law, manifest in your world. I tell you from my own experience time after time that this law is as exact as mathematics. Just as 2 plus 2 must equal 4, what you feel as real in consciousness must externalize itself in your world. This is not theory. This is law, and it operates with mathematical precision. When you enter into that 1 minute tonight, you must do so with the knowledge that you are entering into the very substance of creation. Your consciousness, your I am, is God Himself in operation. Therefore, whatever you accept as true in that state of consciousness has no choice but to externalize itself. Consider this: every moment of your life, you are manifesting. Every single thought, accompanied by feeling, is creating your future. But when you take that 1 minute and consciously direct it, when you deliberately assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are exercising your divine creative power at its highest level. Let me tell you something remarkable about your imagination. In it, there is no such thing as impossibility. In that 1 minute of focused consciousness, you can be, do, or have anything you desire. The limitations of time, space, and circumstance do not exist in imagination. They are only beliefs we accept in our outer world. When you lie down tonight, when you enter into that sacred minute of communion, with your own wonderful human imagination, you must feel with every fiber of your being that your desire is already fulfilled. Feel the joy of it. Feel the reality of it. Feel the naturalness of it. If you desire a particular position or achievement, in that 1 minute you must feel the satisfaction of already having achieved it. Feel the respect it brings. Feel the responsibility it carries. Feel the natural pride in your accomplishment. Feel it so completely that you cannot remember what it felt like to desire it. You see, the secret lies in the feeling. Feeling is the secret. It is not enough to merely visualize or think about your desire. You must feel it as real. You must generate the feeling that would be yours if your desire were already a fact in the outer world. Let me tell you something about the nature of consciousness that few understand. Your consciousness is not confined to your physical body. It extends throughout the universe. Therefore, when you assume a state in consciousness, you are literally rearranging the entire universe to match your assumption. I share with you now a principle that has transformed countless lives. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of creation. Not the wishing, not the hoping, not the wanting, but the feeling of already having what you desire. This is the secret that all the great ones of history have known. Remember this: your outer world is nothing more than your inner world objectified. Everything you now see and experience was first only imagined. Therefore, what you feel as real in that 1 minute of focused consciousness must by law become real in your outer world. Think of the power that lies within that 1 minute. In it, you can transcend all limitations. In it, you can rewrite your entire life story. In it, you can plant a seed that must, by divine law, come to harvest. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you establish there is more real than anything in the outer world. Do not let anyone tell you that this is mere positive thinking or wishful dreaming. What I am giving you is the very principle by which the universe operates. It is the same principle that keeps the stars in their courses, that maintains the order of creation. It is the principle of conscious assumption. Let me tell you the final and most crucial truth about this 1 minute that can transform your entire existence. When you feel the reality of desire so intensely that your whole being vibrates with its truth, you have planted a seed in the fertile soil of infinite possibility that must come to harvest. Do you know why most people fail in their manifestations? They treat their imaginal acts as something unreal, something separate from life itself. But I tell you now, your imaginal acts in that 1 minute are more real than the world you see around you. For they are the very substance from which all reality springs. Think of this: every invention, every discovery, every achievement in human history began in someone's imagination. Everything that now exists in your world was once only imagined. Therefore, what you imagine with feeling in that 1 minute has a divine right to manifest. For this is the way of creation itself. I tell you with absolute certainty that if you will faithfully apply this law, if you will enter into that 1 minute each night feeling the reality of your desire fulfilled, your whole world must reshape itself to match your assumption. This is not hope, this is law. Remember these final words I share with you now. You are not some tiny being struggling against the world. You are the operant power. You are the creator of your reality. That 1 minute of focused consciousness, properly used, contains within it the power to reshape universes. Tonight, when you enter into that 1 minute, do so with the knowledge that you are entering into the most holy of holies. Feel the reality of your desire with such intensity that when you open your eyes, the physical world seems pale in comparison to what you have just experienced. For in that 1 minute, properly used, even the impossible must yield to your assumption. The whole vast world will conspire to make your assumption a reality. For this is the eternal law of consciousness. What you feel is real in consciousness must externalize itself in your world. I leave you with this final truth. The power is within you. The kingdom is within you. That 1 minute of focused consciousness, used with understanding and feeling, is more powerful than 1,000 years of toil. For in that minute you are exercising your divine right as a creative being. Go forth now with this knowledge. Apply this law. Test it. Prove it in the laboratory of your own life. For I tell you with absolute authority that even impossible will manifest for you. When you understand, apply the power of that 1 minute of focused consciousness. Let this be your practice from this moment forward. Enter that 1 minute with complete faith, with absolute conviction, with the feeling of your desire fulfilled. For when you do this, you are doing the work you were created to do. You are consciously creating your reality through the power of your own wonderful human imagination. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. Therefore, in that 1 minute, you are literally rearranging the entire universe according to your assumption. There is no power outside of you that can withstand what you establish in consciousness. For consciousness is the only reality, and you are that consciousness. And now, knowing this truth, understanding this law, go forth and create the life you desire. For you hold within you, in that 1 minute of focused consciousness, the power to manifest even the impossible. This is the truth. This is the law. This is your divine inheritance. The end is where we begin. The completion is where we start. Therefore, enter into that 1 minute from the end, living in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. For when you do this, you are operating in accordance with the highest law of creation, and nothing can prevent your assumption from becoming your reality. So I say to you, finally, take this minute, use it wisely. Fill it with the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and watch as the self restates itself to match what you have established in consciousness. For this is the way of creation. This is the law of assumption. And this is your power as a divine created being. The two words I am about to share with you are not to be spoken lightly. They are not to be shared carelessly. For in these two words lies the key to unlocking the infinite potential of your imagination, the power to manifest anything you desire. Now, you might be wondering, Neville, what are these two words? How can mere words have such power? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. The power of these words lies not in their sound or their spelling, but in the state of consciousness they evoke when properly understood and applied. The two words are simply this: I am. Yes, I am. These two words, when used with understanding and feeling, contain within them the power to reshape your entire reality. For you see, whatever follows, I am in your thoughts and speech becomes your reality. It is the gateway through which you define yourself in your world. But remember, I cautioned you not to tell anyone. This is not because this knowledge is to be hoarded or kept secret out of selfishness. No, it is because the power of these words is deeply personal. It is a power that must be experienced, not merely heard about. It is a truth that must be lived, not simply intellectualized. Now, let us delve deeper into how to use these two powerful words to manifest anything you want. The key lies in understanding that I am is not just a statement. It is a declaration of being. When you say I am, you are defining your state of consciousness. And your state of consciousness is the lens through which you experience and create your reality. Consider for a moment, how often do you unconsciously use these words in a way that limits you? I am tired, I am broke, I am unlucky in love. Each time you make such a statement, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind a state of being that it must then outpicture in your world. But here's the liberating truth. You have the power to consciously choose what follows, I am. You have the ability to define your state of being in alignment with your desires. This, my friends, is the key to manifesting anything you want. So how do we begin this process of conscious creation through the power of I am? The first step is to clearly define what you wish to manifest. What is it that you truly desire? Be specific. Don't simply say, I am rich. Instead, declare, I am abundantly provided for in all areas of my life. Don't just say, I am in a relationship. Instead, affirm, I am in a loving, fulfilling partnership that brings out the best in me. Once you have your clear declaration, the next step is to feel the reality of words. This is crucial. You must feel the truth of your I am statement now, not in some distant future. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand time. It only understands the present moment. So if you say I am, but feel that it's not true yet, you're sending mixed signals to your subconscious. Instead, as you declare your I am statement, allow yourself to feel the reality of it. How would you feel if your declaration were already true? Would you feel joyful, confident, free, grateful? Embody these feelings. Live from this state of being. This is not pretending or lying to yourself. This is assuming a new state of consciousness, which is the very essence of creation. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, how can I feel something that isn't yet true? This is where the power of your imagination comes into play. Your imagination is the bridge between your current reality and your desired state. It is through your imagination that you can step into the feeling of your I am statement, even before it manifests in the physical world. Your imagination is not a flight of fancy or a frivolous faculty. It is the very workshop wherein you fashion your future. When you imagine, you are experiencing reality at its most fundamental level. You are engaging with the pure potential of consciousness, shaping it with your attention and your assumption. To use your imagination effectively in conjunction with your I am statements, you must first quiet your conscious mind. The chattering of your daily thoughts, your worries, your doubts, these must be silenced. Enter a state of relaxation, a state akin to sleep, but in which you remain consciously aware. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to impression. Once in this relaxed state, declare your I am statement. Feel its truth. Then construct a scene that implies the fulfillment of this statement. If your statement is I am abundantly provided for, You might imagine yourself looking at a bank statement with a large balance or making a significant purchase with ease and joy. If your statement is, "I am in perfect health," imagine yourself engaging in activities that demonstrate vibrant health and vitality. The scene itself should be short and simple. It's not about creating an elaborate story, but about capturing a moment that implies your "I am" statement is now a fact. This scene is your platform, the stage upon which you would enact the feeling of your words fulfilled. Now step into this scene. Don't watch it as a spectator, but experience it from the first-person perspective. Be there in that moment. And as you experience it, let the feeling of fulfillment wash over you. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction of your "I am" statement realized. This is where many falter in their attempts at manifestation. They can see the scene clearly, but they fail to evoke the feeling. Remember, it is the feeling that gives life to your words and your imaginal act. Without feeling, your "I am" statement and visualization are merely mental exercises. With feeling, they become acts of creation. As you practice this, you may find that the feeling comes more easily with repetition. Each time you declare your "I am" statement and return to your scene, the feeling becomes more vivid, more real. This is good. You are strengthening the impression upon your subconscious mind. But here's a crucial point. Once you have evoked the feeling, once you have impressed it upon your subconscious, you must carry it with you into your waking life. This is where many stumble. They do their "I am" exercise. They feel it intensely in a moment, but then they return to their daily life and fall back into old patterns of thought and feeling. To manifest anything you want, to truly harness the power of "I am," you must maintain the feeling of your words fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer be swayed by appearances. You will know that what you see around you is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, in your feeling. And as you persist in the feeling of your "I am" statement fulfilled, your outer world must reshape itself to match this inner conviction. Now, let us address a common challenge in using the power of "I am," the apparent contradictions of your senses, as you begin to live in the feeling of your words fulfilled. You may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your statement. How do you maintain your feeling in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where the art of ignoring comes into play. To ignore is not to deny the existence of something, but to refrain from giving it your attention and energy. When contradictory evidence appears, acknowledge it briefly. Then immediately return your attention to the feeling of your "I am" statement fulfilled. Remember, what you see in your outer world is the result of past assumptions, past feelings. It is like an echo of what you once believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new "I am" statement than to these outdated circumstances. This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumption, even when your senses argue against it. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination, informed by your "I am" statement, shows you what will be. As you persist in maintaining the feeling of your words fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small: a fortunate coincidence, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in someone's behavior towards you. Do not dismiss these as mere chance. They are the first fruits of your new assumption taking root. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of feeling and using the power of "I am." When I speak of feeling, I am not referring merely to emotions, though emotions play a part. I am speaking of a deeper sense, a knowing, an unshakable conviction. It is the difference between saying "I am successful" and knowing in the very core of your being, "I am successful." This feeling conviction is not something you can fake or false. It arises naturally when you have successfully impressed your "I am" statement upon your subconscious mind. This is why the repeated use of your imagination is so crucial. Each time you declare your statement and step into the feeling of it fulfilled, you are deepening this impression. Think of it like wearing a groove in a record. The first time you play the record, the needle may skip and jump. But with repeated plays, the groove deepens and the music plays smoothly. And the music plays smoothly. Similarly, as you repeat your "I am" statement and imaginal act, the feeling becomes more natural, more habitual. It becomes your dominant state. This is the state from which creation occurs. When you can maintain this feeling conviction throughout your day, when it becomes as natural as breathing, you have mastered the art of conscious creation through the power of I am. Your outer world has no choice but to conform to this inner state. But what of those moments when doubt creeps in? When fear arises? When the old patterns of thought and feeling tries to reassert themselves? These moments are inevitable. Especially in the beginning of your practice, do not be discouraged by them. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your new assumption. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting against the thought only gives it more power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your I am statement and the feeling of it fulfilled. Remind yourself that what you see around you is the past. Your new statement, your new feeling, is creating your future. This brings us to another crucial aspect of using the power of I am, the concept of living in the end. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your words fulfilled in your day-to-day life. It's not enough to declare your I am statement for a few minutes each day and then return to your old patterns of thought and feeling. You must carry the feeling of your words fulfilled with you throughout your day. This doesn't mean you deny your current circumstances. Rather, you acknowledge them briefly. Then immediately return to the feeling of your I am statement fulfilled. You live from the assumption that what you have declared is already true. For example, if your statement is, I am abundantly wealthy, you would feel the security, freedom, and joy of wealth as you go about your day. When you make purchases, you would feel the ease and confidence of someone who has more than enough. When you interact with others, you would carry yourself with the assurance of a wealthy person. Living in the end requires a shift in your entire way of being. It's not about pretending or play acting. It's about genuinely assuming a new state of consciousness. When you do this effectively, you'll find that your actions naturally align with your assumed state, accelerating the manifestation process. Now, let us address the role of action in using the power of I am. Some people mistakenly believe that manifesting means they can simply declare their I am statement and then sit back and wait for their desires to magically appear. This is not the case. Using the power of I am does not negate action, it informs action. When you successfully impress your statement upon your subconscious mind, when you truly feel it as real, you will be inspired to take actions that align with this state. These actions will feel natural, even inevitable. They will not be driven by fear or lack, but will flow from your assumed state of fulfillment. This is a crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get what you desire, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having it. But when you take action from the assumption of already being what your I am statement declares, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for its expression and expansion. So do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your assumed state. Let your feeling guide you as you move forward. From your assumed state, let your feeling guide your actions rather than hoping your actions will create the feeling. This alignment of inner state and outer action is key to manifesting anything you want. Now, let us explore the concept of detachment in relation to using the power of I am. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about your desire. Rather, it means you're not anxiously attached to seeing immediate results or figuring out how your desire will manifest. When you're truly living in the end, you can declare your I am statement and feel its reality without constantly looking for signs of its manifestation. You trust in the process, knowing that as you maintain the feeling of your words fulfilled, they must inevitably express themselves in your outer world. Detachment allows you to live in the present moment while holding your assumed state. It frees you from the anxiety and doubt that can slow down the manifestation process. It allows you to enjoy the journey of manifestation rather than being solely focused on the destination. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your I am statement imbued with feeling is the reality. What you see in the outer world is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. As you persist in your new assumption, the shadow must change to match the new reality you're imagining and feeling. Let us now address the importance of gratitude in using the power of I am. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion, it is a powerful creative force. When you feel genuinely grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of living in the end. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for your I am statement. Even before you see it manifested in your physical reality, be thankful for it. As if it were already true, feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms. It's the air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has their I am statement fulfilled. This assumption, consistently held, must manifest in your outer world as the realization of your words. Now, let us explore the power of revision and using I am. Revision is not merely about changing your memories or rewriting your past. It is about recognizing that the past only exists in your mind, and therefore it can be changed in your mind. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review the events of your day. If there were any events that were not in alignment with your I am statement, revise them in your imagination. See them unfolding in a way that aligns with your words. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of this revised version of events. By doing this, you are not denying what physically happened. You are changing the impact of that event on your subconscious mind. You are pressing upon your subconscious of reality that aligns with your I am statement rather than one that contradicts it. As you make this practice of revision a habit, you will find that your reactions to current events begin to change. You'll become less reactive, more peaceful, more aligned with your desired states of being. This alignment accelerates the manifestation process. Let us now discuss the importance of persistence in using the power of I am. While we speak of manifesting anything you want, it's important to understand that the speed of manifestation can vary. Some desires may manifest almost instantly, while others may take more time to fully materialize in your physical reality. The key is to persist in your assumption, regardless of how long it seems to be taking. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you waver in your assumption, if you lose faith in the process, you send mixed signals to your subconscious mind, which can slow down the manifestation process. Persistence doesn't mean forcing or struggling. It means consistently returning to your I am statement and the feeling of it fulfilled. Even when the outer world seems to contradict it, it means choosing again and again to live from the end. To embody the state of your words realized. This persistence requires faith, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and that as you persist in your new assumption, your world must reshape itself to match it. Now, let us address the role of self-concept in using the power of I am. Your self-concept, the beliefs you hold about who you are, is perhaps the most powerful factor in determining what you can manifest in your life. Many people struggle to manifest their desires because their self-concept contradicts what they're trying to achieve. They may declare, I am wealthy, but deep down, they don't believe they're the kind of person who can be wealthy. They may state, I am love, but fundamentally believe they're unworthy of love. To use the power of I am effectively, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. This involves not just declaring your I am statement, but truly feeling and being it as your core identity. It's not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true limitless nature. Remember, at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential. As you use your I am statements to assume your desired states, you are essentially recreating yourself. You are stepping into a new concept of self, a new understanding of who you are and what's possible for you. This revision of self-concept is crucial for using the power of I am effectively. As you align your self-concept with your desires, you remove the inner contradictions that can slow down the manifestation process. Now, let us explore the role of emotion in using the power of I am. Emotion is the fuel that powers your statements. It's not enough to merely say the words. You must feel them. When you combine your I am declaration with genuine emotion, you create a powerful impression on your subconscious mind. This is because your subconscious responds more strongly to feeling than to intellectual thought. The emotions you want to cultivate are those you would feel if your I am statement were already realized. If your statement is I am wealthy, feel the security, the freedom, the void that comes with financial abundance. If it's I am loved, feel the love, the connection, the companionship. These emotions should be so real so intense that when you open your eyes and return to your present circumstances, you carry with you a sense of fulfillment as if your words have already been realized. This emotional component is what distinguishes effective use of I am from mere positive affirmations or wishful thinking. When you can genuinely feel your words as an accomplished fact, you are impressing them upon your subconscious mind as a reality. Your subconscious then works tirelessly to bring this feeling into physical manifestation. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, remember this: the power to manifest anything you want lies within you. It resides in your ability to use these two simple words, I am, with understanding and feeling. The secret to manifestation is not determined by external factors, but by the intensity of your belief and the consistency of your practice. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Use your I am statements consciously and deliberately to create the reality you desire. Feel the truth of your words with every fiber of your being. Persist in this feeling, even when your senses deny it. For as you do, you are reshaping your entire world, manifesting your desires with the speed and precision that might seem miraculous to others. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to feel the reality of your I am statements. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your creative power. Thank you. And may your journey of conscious creation through the power of I am be filled with joy, wonder, and the thrill of manifesting your deepest desires. Go now and create the life you've always dreamed of, for you are the master of your destiny, the author of your reality.